guys, and welcome back to HR Talks with Lish. So today I'm just going to go straight into today's video, which is all about compensation and benefits. This is part of the Unlocking HR series, which I started because I wanted to talk about all the different areas of HR and give you a little bit more of knowledge about each one. So today's video is split into 4 parts. What is compensation and benefits? The importance of compensation and benefits, my role as a HR administrator dealing with compensation and benefits, and finally, how to get a role in compensation and benefits as an entry-level professional. Just to point out, I'm not a compensation and benefits specialist. I'm literally going to give you a brief overview of some things that I've researched and also things that I just know as a HR administrator working with benefits from time to time. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So compensation is the combination of money and benefits or rewards that you get for doing your job. So this is basically your direct pay because you're just getting paid for what you have done directly. So direct pay includes your salary, it can include bonus, and it can include commission depending on the role that you are in. So benefits is the indirect compensation that you would get as part of your employment contract. So the indirect compensation that you would get, and it's basically referring to indirect pay, is different benefit packages such as your private medical insurance, life assurance, critical illness, volunteering days if your company does that, paid leave, dental insurance. So some of these benefits may be core benefits, so you might be signed up to them directly already. So on your first day, you may already have critical illness, let's say for example, or group life assurance or income protection. But for some options that are core, you do or may have the option to opt out of it. It really depends on the company because benefits do vary company for company. There are some benefits though that are provided by a company where you have to pay like 100% of it. But the reason why it's being offered is because it's probably a better option than if you were to go elsewhere for it. And it just provides you with like something else to look at with different deals, which may be beneficial to you. So why is compensation and benefits important? So compensation and benefits, I would say, is a very important part of someone's job. I mean, you're getting paid for what you're doing, and that offers motivation to do the job well, but it also offers a way of retaining people in a company as well to make sure that they're staying because they're getting paid for the job that they're doing and they feel like they're getting paid fairly. It's also good to have good compensation and benefit packages for those who are trying to come into your company, and if they're seeing that your compensation and benefits packages are good, then this may entice them to actually want to sign the contract and be a part of that company. More attractive compensation and benefit packages do attract new people to positions. So this is why it's very important that we've got compensation and benefits specialists that are working on these salary ranges, working on benefit packages to make sure that it's the right fit for that company. So my role dealing with compensation and benefits as a HR administrator actually includes understanding what these benefit packages are offering. So previously I stated that some different types of benefits that you can get within a company. So let's say, for example, private medical insurance. Now I'm using this as an example because I just want to explain what a query could potentially be for an employee who's just started a company. So if you've got private medical health insurance at a company, that usually has different levels of cover. So you can have like single cover, you can have a cover with dependents on it. So dependents cannot just be anybody that you want to add. So you can't just add your friend or your uncle or your auntie. But dependents are usually like a spouse or children. And there's different like packages. So you could have like maybe single parent, married cover. So if you've got your spouse, and some employees may ask questions in regards to the different levels of cover. They may say, right, so I can see that you fund me 100% for me being covered, but how does it work if a dependent's being covered? So in this instance, I'd answer saying, well, a dependent, it would be like 50% that you'd have to pay because that's how it is in my company, and then the other 50% we contribute. So that's just a general query, and it's important that I understand how these different benefit packages work across all the different benefits so that I can help people if they've got a specific query or question. And if I don't understand what the query is and I can't answer it, then I can ask my colleague, and if they don't get it, Then we have a broker, and that's somebody who liaises for us directly to the benefit provider to get the specific information that we require. Now, obviously, this will vary from company to company. There's going to be some companies out there that are quite small and they may just liaise directly with that provider, but other big organizations may have a broker in between that will do that work for them. So on top of understanding all the benefits and making sure that I have a clear understanding of it so I can explain it to an employee, I also manage the back end of our benefit system that we've got. So we've got like a system which basically just manages all the different benefits, so you can see the different benefits that you're on as a core benefit, or you can pick flexible benefits based on what your preferences are. And on that system, every time we get like a new starter, I'd have to add them onto that system, and then if they've got any queries, I can go in from their side and I can like figure things out and tell them how to make sure that they sign up for one in a specific window, because there's like different windows that we have where you have to select it before it closes so that it can be processed through payroll. So yeah, that's another element in terms of what I'm doing in terms of compensation and benefits. Also, every single month I work with our payroll specialist to make sure that when people are getting paid, we've got all the different changes and information that we need in terms of payment in order to make sure that people are paid properly. So we've got to make sure that we liaise with our comps and ben specialist. So we do have a comps and ben specialist in the company, and they basically work on the bonus. They make sure that the bonuses and the commissions are calculated properly. So for example, if you like working in sales, you may make a commission from the work that you do. So based on your performance, that needs to get calculated in the right way, and then it needs to be passed over to payroll to get processed. So I will get that information so that I can put it on a spreadsheet, which payroll will then literally make sure it's sorted and sent so that everyone gets paid on time. I raise invoices as well for our annual renewals for benefits. So every year benefits get renewed and need to make sure that we're paying the benefit provider on time. So I'm literally just raising like invoices. They will get sent to me and make sure that they're raised correctly so that they can be sent off to finance to get processed. So finally, how can you get a role in compensation and benefits as someone who's an entry-level professional? So from my understanding, compensation and benefits are usually liaising with like HR, or they're part of the HR team, and they're liaising with HR management to make sure that the salary ranges for specific job roles are calculated correctly so that a person is getting paid for the right role that they're doing. And within this as well, it's important that you are looking at the market too, so you're seeing as well what competitors are offering for specific roles and making sure that the adjustments are made to make sure that the salary ranges are correct for a specific time period. And salary ranges do depend on a lot of different things, like it depends on location, it depends on like what level you are within that role. When you're coming into a company, it depends on a lot of things like the experience that you've got. So the compensation benefits need to be making decisions based on analysis to ensure that everything is kind of correct and up to standard. So they also help to identify different benefit providers. So let's say you want to like move benefit provider. Let's say you've got private medical health, you're paying a lot for that one and you want to see if you can find a better deal. The comps and ben specialist will be a person who's liaising with different stakeholders, liaising with different people within the business as well to get their view on what they think is the right kind of package for us, and then making those decisions to make sure that we're getting the right deals. They also work with management and HR in terms of commissions and bonuses and making sure that they're calculated correctly. As I've mentioned previously, like if you're in a sales role and you're getting a commission, that's usually based on your performance. So you may have a specific figure that you've been told you're going to get as commission, but you may not get all of that, or you may get more than that based on your performance. You need compensation and benefits to work this out to make sure that you're getting paid the right amount of money. So I would say if you're interested in HR but you've got more of a financial background maybe, then compensation and benefits might just be for you, because I think it is definitely recommended that you do have like a financial background, or even if you've done some kind of like accounting or statistical analysis, because these are the different skills that are used within a role such as compensation and benefits. And it's very important that, you know, you're good with numbers. I would also say that you've got to be very detail orientated, because, you know, it's very important to get these figures right, even down to like inputting data into like, let's say a spreadsheet for the month for payroll. If you aren't getting the numbers right in that, so I'm going down to the simplest things, like if you're not getting the numbers right, if you put an extra zero on someone's commission by accident, then that can be very detrimental. So it's very important that you're very detail orientated. I would also say that you need to have great communication skills for a job like this, because you are going to be liaising with a whole load of different stakeholders across the business, internally and also externally as well, like benefit providers, as I mentioned before. So it's very important that you're very good at communicating with people. So those are just a few of the skills that I feel are needed to be in a compensation and benefits role. But I would say that if you're entry level at the moment and you're trying to get an entry level position and get into HR, and you're trying to get to compensation and benefits, I don't think jumping into like a compensation and benefits specialist or manager role straight away may be the best route for you. Obviously, it depends on your background and your experience, because you might be trying to do a career change or something, and then that would make sense. But let's say you've just started out and you're still looking for a job in HR and you want to get into that area, maybe find a HR intern position or an assistant or administrator position and work your way up to that. For example, what I spoke about earlier with my role and how I'm already liaising with the comps and ben specialist with payroll. I'm helping to kind of manage benefits on our system, and I'm also having a good understanding of the benefits that we've got. Those skills can actually help you to progress into the next level of being a specialist in the area. So I would say maybe getting to an entry level role. If you're very interested in compensation and benefits, then it might be a good idea to ask your manager if you can shadow someone within that department, if they've got someone in that department in the company. Maybe they could be a mentor and they can tell you a bit about what they do on a daily basis, show you what they do, give you more information. I think when it comes to getting to a position that you want to get to, it's all about thinking of ways to equip yourself to get to that point. And I think sometimes a lot of us are just like, I want to do this, I'm going to jump straight into it, but that's not the way to go. So yeah, I would definitely recommend shadowing someone, or just finding out a bit more about it, or doing little tasks within your role, putting your hand up to do certain things that HR administrator or intern or assistant may be able to do, which contributes to compensation and benefits. So just to recap, I just want to go over the 4 main sections that I went through today. So the first one was what is compensation and benefits. The second one was the importance of compensation and benefits. I then went on to my role as a HR administrator and how I deal with compensation and benefits. And finally, if you're looking to get into a role in compensation and benefits, how do you do that as an entry-level professional? I really hope that this video gave you like a brief overview or introduction to the world of compensation and benefits. My goal for this video was not to give you a detailed analysis of what comps and bens is, but I just wanted to give you a feel for the profession if it's something that you're thinking of going into and you just started out in HR, or you just started your degree and you don't really know the different areas. If you got this far into the video, please comment down below and let me know if it's actually helped you in some way. I really appreciate any kind of comments, and give me some feedback as well. Let me know what other videos you want to see about the different areas of HR, or just other videos in general. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.